You're listening to Unmuted with Papamutes.
You're listening to a Papamutes Unmuted podcast.
Welcome to Papamutes, everybody. My guest today is Carrie Carter. Carrie is the author of Whiskers Abroad, ASHI and Audrey's Adventures in Japan. The book's about Carrie's love for traveling to Japan and her love of cats. It's part travelogue, part travel guide. Carrie, welcome to Papamutes.
Thanks for having me on.
So, where are you now physically? You're not in Japan, obviously, but where are you coming from?
I'm in Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. How's the weather?
It's actually quite nice today. Low 80s.
Why Japan?
Well, Japan because I've actually been there multiple times. Actually, a total of 14 times.
Wow.
Yeah, well, my husband worked for an airline, so we were able to fly most of those trips by standby, so that's what that was about.
Okay.
But yeah, so I liked Japan, and I was familiar with it, and I wanted to write a book using a cat in Japan, and then it's going to be like a kind of a sci-fi, not really sci-fi, but like a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, it should be more like a guidebook,
Now, how did that idea come about? You just one day said, we're going to Japan again.
Well, I would like to claim the idea was mine, but it was actually my sister's. So every year I kind of send out an email to all my friends about like what I like, coffee, reading about infectious diseases, petting a cat. It's a big gamut of things. And I'm always like, can you find me a career or a job, something new to do? So my sister looked at the list and she's like, why don't you combine writing, cats, food, travel, and Japan? And she's like, just write a book about it. So.
Now, have you ever authored before?
I have not. I have written some screenplays and stuff, but nobody's ever picked them up to produce them.
Now, what's the cat's name? Let's not forget about the cat's name here.
Okay, the cat in the book is named ASHI. Yes, and he's actually my sister's cat. So we used her cat for the model. So in the book, the character is Audrey, which is a lot like me. I mean, me and Audrey have a whole lot in common. We even look alike.
Do you have any other pets?
I personally have a cat named Frenemy.
But no other pets?
No, just the one cat.
Okay. Ashi.
Yeah, it means foot or paw in Japanese.
Okay. Now, I think you answered this already. How many times have you traveled there? You said 14 times?
14, yes.
All 14 with the cat? Or no?
No. Actually, none of them with the cat. I can't imagine actually taking a cat to Japan. They would totally freak out with the noise and the people and the activity. In the book, the cat goes to Japan, but in real life, the cat has not been to Japan. Although he probably would like to go to the fish market and eat a bunch of raw fish.
I'm sure.
Yes. So throughout the book, there's lots of photos and the cat doing things in Japan, but he's kind of been photoshopped into all the pictures.
Okay, so you wrote you're going to Japan, but it's fictionalizing the cat being there.
There's an element of magical realism because the cat tells his side of the story, right? He writes a diary. Yeah,
I see. Okay.
I mean, when my cat types on the laptop, she just walks across and it's a bunch of random letters. It never makes a story.
I hear you. I have 2 cats myself. If you were traveling with a cat, is there advice? I mean, I'm sure people travel with pets. They definitely do that. But I don't know if it's extreme to going to Japan.
Yeah, I don't know with going internationally now, because then you're going to end up running into quarantine laws and all that kind of stuff.
And it won't be in first class.
No. My friend who works for United was like, oh no, people are going to see this photo and call me and be like, can I put my cat in first class?
I mean, I took it hook, line, and sinker. I was like, wait a minute. Does she have to pay for the cat, like a human cost for the seat? And
in the book, the cat manages to get himself an upgrade from being down at the cargo into first class.
So if you were a cat, if you could morph into a cat magically, which breed would you be? Which breed is your cat?
She's just a little tuxedo cat, black and white cat.
What about Ashi?
Ashi's gray and white. But he's kind of a tuxedo cat, but he's gray instead of black.
Okay. Now, if you could morph into a cat other than those types.
I think I'd want to be like a solid black cat.
Solid black cat.
Yeah, because they look so sleek.
All right. So you don't want to be like a Siamese Persian or a British short hair cat or anything.
Nah, I want to blend into the background and be able to spy on people and hear what they're saying.
You're a cat lady. You're, a cat lover, so to speak. Now, your
Right.
husband, the same?
Yeah, he likes cats too. When we first got together, I had a little black cat named Osty, and he had a black cat named Devo. So, but they never got
Osty.
along. Yeah, like Osty Spumante.
Right. Well, Osty and ASHI. Did I get the name right? Your
Yeah, those are
sister's
both
cat.
correct. Yes.
Okay.
And I
Well,
would have used Osty for my book, but she was elderly at the time and getting on up there. So it's like, I would have to take like 5,000 pictures because she's not, she passed away in like 2017.
Okay. Now, the book part, what's the process to write a book? I mean, obviously you have to get the information, you write it down. I mean, was there anybody helping you formatting so it's, a legitimate book, so to speak, and not just random notes and stuff like
Right.
that?
Well, I'm a outliner. I mean, I know some people like to just go and write and start doing it, but I'm like, I outline from beginning to end. I do my midpoint, so I know where it's going, where it's headed. And then I would write both sides, Audrey's version and Ashi's version. And then I sent it to my sister. So she would read it and make comments, and then she would like do the layout for it because she did all the graphics for the book.
Okay.
And then on the I did several passes editing, and the final pass, my publisher did some remaining editing.
Now, who's the publisher?
It's Bayou City Press.
Okay.
It's a micro press in Houston, Texas.